Can a screen-based app actually be considered Montessori? That's exactly what I plan to explore in this video by taking a look at Pok Pok Montessori Preschool app. Will this app change my mind with limited screen time for young children? If you're new here, I'm Kevin, a father of two, a 5-year-old boy and a 3-year-old girl. Over the past 5 years, my wife and I have been raising our children Montessori inspired, meaning we've tried our best to limit screen time. While Maria Montessori never explicitly mentioned limiting screen time, since she lived in an era before such technology even existed, her philosophy emphasizes hands-on, sensory-based learning through physical exploration and real-world experiences. Many modern Montessori educators interpret this as the reason to limit screen time use, especially for younger children, to foster independent tactile learning. However, I recently came across Pok Pok Montessori Preschool app and it piqued my interest. The Pok Pok app labels itself as Montessori inspired. The question is whether it incorporates enough authentic Montessori principles to truly align with the method, or if it's simply borrowing the name for marketing purposes. I have no plans to completely throw my limited screen time philosophy out the window and let my children explore the app, so the opinions of this will be coming from my point of view and my own interactions with the app. Currently, it's only available on iOS Apple devices, such as iPad or iPhone, but Android version is coming soon. Pok Pok is a subscription-based app, which like many of you, I'm not a fan of having another subscription. Luckily, they do offer a 7-day trial period, and after the trial is over, you have either the option to do $45.99 per year or $6.99 per month. One thing to note, when I picked the $6.99 per month, I got the screen to ask if I wanted to switch to the annual plan for a special deal of $22.99. A pretty good decent saving if you plan to use the app. I'm not sure if more activities open up depending on the age of the child or children you pick, but for ages 5 and 3, I have 19 activities inside the app. While there are 19 activities, I noticed that many of them are very similar. The activities inside the app don't have any instructions, so there's no wrong or correct way to interact with them. Your child gets to play with them however they want and figure it out for themselves. So this is both a pro and a con, which I'll touch a little bit more on later. For example, there's a music activity where you can create sounds by placing various buttons into a circle with the option to adjust the tempo. It's simple, but offers a fun way to explore sound. The most common type of activities in the app are these interactive worlds where you can drag people, animals, and objects around. While this does mimic elements of make-believe play, it doesn't quite capture the same imaginative depth as real-world play. Personally, I'm not a fan of these types of activities because they seem to lack a clear learning objective or purpose. Speaking of which, there's even one activity that's just shapes floating around which can be bumped into each other. Honestly, I'm not sure what the purpose of this is other than just to pass the time. The dinosaur world is a bit more interesting. You can direct the dinosaurs by drawing a line, and if different species cross paths, they'll fight. It's mostly herbivores versus carnivores, and you can even feed the animals, which adds to a small layer of interaction. There are also a couple of art-related activities like a drawing board and a connect the dots game. These are probably my favorite as they come closest to real-world creative play. The stacking block activity actually isn't bad either. The physics are fairly realistic. You can't just stack blocks on slants, and they need to be properly balanced to stay upright, which gives it some educational value. This activity mimics one of those busy boards that are pretty popular and often sold as Montessori toys, especially on Amazon. Busy boards, while offer sensory and motor skill engagement, don't align with Montessori emphasis on purposeful, structured, and progressive learning though. They lack control of error, real-life application, and isolation of specific concepts, all which are critical elements in Montessori materials. Instead of promoting focused, purposeful activity, busy boards are often encourage free-form exploration, which differs from the Montessori's method of intentional approach to learning. And that is basically true for the majority of the activities inside Pok Pok. Are they going to be entertaining for young children? I would think so, but overall I wouldn't really consider this Montessori due to the same reasons busy boards aren't Montessori. The app offers a bunch of freeform exploration and experience, but there's just no focus on mastery, and oftentimes the activities just lack purposeful learning. While it's nice that there's no wrong way to interact with the app, which usually means less frustration from the child, but this also means that there's no control of error. One of the key features of Montessori materials is the control of error, meaning the child can easily see when they've made a mistake and correct it themselves without adult intervention. This fosters independence and self-directed learning. Children are simply interacting with the activities, but there's no built-in feedback loop to guide them towards a specific outcome or learning process. A great example of a toy that does demonstrate this are the Montessori cylinder blocks. Each cylinder has a specific size and must fit into a matching hole. If a child tries to place a cylinder into a hole that's too large or too small, it won't fit properly. This provides an immediate visual and tactile cue to the child that something is wrong. In the end, while Pok Pok Montessori Preschool offers plenty of open-ended play and creative activities, it falls short of truly embodying the Montessori philosophy. Without the focus on mastery, purposeful learning, and control of error, it feels more like a free-form entertainment than a tool for Montessori-style education. That said, if you're looking for an engaging screen-based experience for your child that promotes exploration, Pok Pok could be a fun option. But for those of us trying to stick close to Montessori's hands-on real-world learning approach, it might be best to limit its use and stick with more traditional Montessori activities. If you want to find some actual Montessori-inspired toys, check out my top 10 Montessori toys on Amazon. Thanks for watching, and if you've tried the app yourself, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe if you want more Montessori-inspired content, and I'll see you in the next one.